Here we go. There you go. You should be able to sort of see me now. Hello, everyone. Let me just go back to that. It's doing it on a time delay. My word. I've got to remember I'm live. Okay, so hello, people. How you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading going live here for Libra. And we're going to be going into the week from for this coming week, going from the 14th through to the 13th of October. So yes, sorry about all the kerfuffle. It's been a long time since we've been live. Let's just get straight into it. This what we're going to do is we're going to go through, get the messages from the tarot reading, from the Astroflower, do a tarot reading, and then we're going to be looking at the energies, pretty much like we do in a weekly, seeing what's going on with the sun, seeing how that may be affecting us as individuals, but also looking at your flower and seeing how it's going to be affecting the sort of elements and the petals within your flower of Libra. I haven't actually said happy birthday to you yet. Happy birthday to all you Librans having a birthday out there. I do apologise. I should know better because obviously Tanya's a Libran and she had her birthday the other day. My daughter's a Libran, so is my son, so I should be a little bit more on the case with Librans. So happy birthday to you. So yes, we're going to be going into that basically. Let's just see what we're going to do. Let's pull up the Astroflower. So here it's coming in here. Let's just open that up like that. Right, let's get in with your messages for this week. Okay, so this is the overall energy. This is the energy that you are projecting from within you, as it were. And on your relationship side, you've got very vibrant energy and it's playing outwards. And this often comes when it's just after the birthday, after your birthday, you start projecting your energy outwards. And it seems like here on the relationship side, it's you're really looking outwards into the relationship world in order to create something or to meet someone or to take your partnership to and to the next level and what have you. But it's really engaging with life, which is really nice. It's like you've got not a bee in your bonnet, but you've certainly got you've got the energy in your being to sort of like take you on and really sort of like push it forward. Let's just see what's going on the financial side here as well. This is much more solemn energy. That's what I'd sort of say. It's not like solemn as in sort of too heavy, but it's like in the business world, it's like as if you know now how you need to apply yourself in the world. And it seems like you should be, or your energy is projecting very high standards. You often do that for yourself, but you will be doing it as well for everybody that is around you and the businesses that you engage in or the jobs that you're going for. I think you've got very sort of high standards for yourself. I think that's an absolutely brilliant thing. And I wouldn't accept second best out of it all. That's what seems to be coming through on the Astroflower. It's very positive, by the way, that comes from you. And it seems like there's a sort of like skipping your step within your spirit. That's what it seems to be. Let's just see. Let's see what's going on there. Seven of Swords. I hear people talk about, is it someone who's lying to you or trying to sort of do you wrong or something like that? I don't feel like that with the Seven of Swords, to be honest. Seven of Swords is like a revelation to you. And it's revealing to you how to play smart. So avoid complicated situations in order for you to really... in order for you to get on, certainly within your financial world, but also within your relationship side, I think is an encounter that you're looking for here. And encountering, not only your emotions, but also the world that is around you in the relationship side. I think you've understood a lot about yourself possibly over the last year, and it seems like you're approaching life in a different way, engaging with the energy in a different way. Let's just see what's going on with the relationship side. I will just sort of say, I've just had this come through. I don't know how many people are watching. I can't see anything. Tanya is helping out on the other end. She's doing absolutely amazingly. But if you do have any questions, sort of put them through, and we will sort of like try and answer them at the end, as it were. So I may not actually see if you're sort of saying hello and everything like that, which if you are, hello to you. So let's just have a look what's going on here on your karmic path. Yeah, this is playing between these two petals here. It's certainly giving you a direction. It almost is as if like your karmic path is asking you to move on, to head towards your future. You know, your happiness is in your future. It's not in your past. And I think it's in your karmic path here to sort of push forward and push on into the future on your connection to the universe, universal energies. This is very light. You know, the standards are not like what it is on your financial side, and you're really open to meeting people, also connecting with people that you've known for some time and everything like that. It seems like a very easy energy. It's almost as if like, it's like sort of kind of going, blow it. I actually want to enjoy life. That's the sort of attitude that the connection with the outside world, with the universe and how the universe goes through it all. On your past to your future. Let's see where the past is. The past is playing into this. And this is obviously the only reason we are smart is because we do things. They don't always go right. And when they do go wrong, we learn a lot. We tend to learn a lot more when we do things wrong. But it's obviously from your past. I think, as I said earlier on your karmic path and stuff like that, you seem to be applying a lot of your understanding from within you and approaching love or relationships or emotions or even spiritual path in a different way, in a way of sort of kind of going, okay, I understand. If I do this is the sort of reaction I get. Therefore, maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I can do it in a different way. So it's the engagement with people that are around you which is changing. And this all has to do with your birthday, I think. In your future self, this is really light. This is like it's like a thermal energy, like when birds go on the wing and they gradually climb up the thermals. It feels like you're building a future, and it's not just tomorrow. It's not just today. It's not just meeting that one person. It's something that you've got an idea on, something that is a much bigger goal, as it were, in your future. And it's really building really nicely, taking a lot of sort of height and sort of energy. What's the lessons that need to be out of this week here? Be patient. Be patient. I think also not only being patient with yourself, but also being patient with the world around you. I think that's a real learning curve. It could be a real learning curve for the whole year for you. And I think you've got it. I think you got it down and dusted. I really do. On your karmic path here. So that was that karmic path that was sort of like using the past in order to sort of like interact with the world in a different way. You get the world card. This is all about a new paradigm. The best thing about the world card for me is the fact that it's got all different types of energy. It's got the air, it's got water, it's got fire, and it's got earth. It's got everything that you're going to need going into a whole new way of doing things. And as I said, this is like you're building a big future. It feels like you're stepping into a new paradigm, which is the world is a little bit like that. Stepping into a new paradigm with a new rule book, that you're using a new rule book, and look at that. That is from the universe. Lovers cards. Yeah, you could be meeting someone who really sort of rings your bell, as it were, in the world around you. So Could be meeting someone through another friend or through an evening and so forth. Because it seems to be very relaxed here. It's sort of like socializing for just for enjoyment and just relax enjoyment, as it were. But obviously, I think you're going to really enjoy it. I think you're going to sort of like possibly meet not only someone else, but meet yourself and being really comfortable with yourself. I think that's a big part of it in the past there. Massive part of it, really. Let's see what's going on from the past. You get the Eight of Pentacles. Good quality work. As I said, I think you've done a lot over the past year, or you've learned a lot over the past year, I think. And this is how you're going to be applying it. You're going to be applying it very intelligently. You're going to be avoiding the pitfalls of last year in regards to relationship sides. I think it blows incredibly well for you. And your future self, you get the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is about, it's a passage of time. It's like the medium, long-term sort of goals. So he's taking a seed and he's planting that seed. He's learning about the idea of germinating that seed, cultivating that plant, getting that fruit to ripen, and therefore then he can take that fruit, he can use that fruit, and then also keep the seeds to then plant more in the future. And he's gradually building that. And every time he plants a seed, every time the page engage, he learns a lot. But also, he's creating a lot of luck for himself. And I think this is what you're doing slowly but surely going on in regards to relationship sides here. And I think this has to do with the socializing, but also the good work you've done. And there is a real transition between the two as you head into a new paradigm, which is so much better for you. Because you seem to, it's not that you have control, but you seem to know the limits without sort of like, so you don't have to get caught in situations that causes you pain or causes, upset and everything like that. You can preempt a lot, within your energies. Be patient. Look at that. You get the Four of Wands, right? Four Wands, marriage card. You can see these two people coming together. Two Wands is their plan. The other two Wands is your plan. Coming together perfectly. Birds of a feather and all of that. And this is this new paradigm that you're going through on this side here, on your karmic path. It's with the Well cards. It's your engagement that I think is really changing more than anything else. I think that's the main thing within the relationship side. And there's also there's a sort of degree of sort of kind of going, I know what happiness is, and I want to work at it, and I want to create it, and it's something that you're going to develop over time. But it's you're not putting any pressure on it for I'm going to say for once, because sometimes you can shoot yourselves in the foot by putting a lot of pressure on yourself, and it doesn't seem that way anymore. It seems like there's been like something that's kind of gone. I understand. Okay, right. It's that valve there that we need to turn off, so I don't get het up and everything like that and done in. So it's a really beautiful understanding going on within your relationship side. Let's just have a look. See what's going on in your financial side. Karmic path here. It plays out both ways. So you've got this vertical aspect to it. Now, vertical aspect to it is like the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Swords. It's very direct. It knows what it wants. It's ready to strike, as it were. It's clearing the path in front of it. But it is connected to the past. It's almost as if like you may have started something in the past. So let's just say like you just started writing sort of short stories and memoirs within your own agenda, within your own sort of diary and stuff like that. And gradually it started getting more and more and more and more. And eventually you kind of went, do you know what? I could probably write a short story or do a collection of short stories and stuff like that. And it feels like that there's something in the past that is now built into something that is far greater than it was when it first started. Because there was no pressure on it. That's what it seems like. Let's just see what's going on the universal energies. Universal energies is very straight as well. This is really good. The universal energy is here because it's straight up. It's like having a bouncer on the door of a nightclub, and they've got a strict code of entry, kind of going, you're not getting in with those trainers, sort of thing. And so that it's only allowing interaction with the world around you, which is really, really constructive. In your past self, or this is caught between two things. It's caught between going out there constantly trying to get business and stuff like that. But it's also caught into playing smart. And in the past, it seems like you were constantly caught between two chairs, as it were. That's what it seems like there. So it probably needs, that side there needs a real sort of, you need to square things off according to the past and realize when to push and not push in the world around you, for sales or for, networking and things like that. Allow your spirit to actually be part of it, of the timing thing, because I think timing is going to be really important in the future. We'll see that in the energies, by the way, and on the energy updates, as if you might have seen them. Let's just see what's going on in the future self. This is really nice. This plays out into, let's say you're playing smart in the sense of kind of going, okay, I'm not going to eat all of those fruit because I want those fruit to be used to have seeds in the future. So if you really want some good seeds, you've got to let the fruit go to past eating, so then you've got the the perfect seeds to plant up afterwards. So there's some aspects of it here which you're playing into the future for your, so you might be getting like a sale on your business. But that sale is not the big winner. That sale is like the worm you put on the hook that you're putting out there, and it's going to bring other things in. There's an aspect to that, and within that, it's opening up the great possibility. So you may sort of like put a short story into a local newspaper and stuff like that, and they like it, and they kind of, that's what feeds that idea of kind of going, okay, I've done that. I didn't really get anything out of it financially or anything like that, but I got a lot of wisdom in the way that actually I can write books. So now I can then start producing my short stories, and it breeds something. There's something very similar to the karmic path. What's the lessons in this week here? Converting the idea of knowing how good you are into acting like how good you are, which is really difficult. Sometimes, I mean, if you strolled in kind of going, I'm the dog's dinner, I'm absolutely brilliant. People are kind of look at you and kind of go, your ego's bigger than your shoulders, you know what I mean? But if it was more of a case where you're kind of going, look, I know what's right. I know what this should be like. I know what, if you want to do this sort of work with the social media and stuff like that, I know if you do it like this, it's going to be good. I'm not trying to sort of like impose myself upon you, but I know what's right. Sort of that sort of attitude, I think you need to cultivate within you. And to cultivate it, it may be that you need to just really categorize your past of what really worked and what didn't work. What distracted you, what made you nervous about doing things and everything like that. On your karmic path, look at that. Karmic path, judgment, your righteous path, your true calling. And this is what I'm saying about it. It's like you've gone from writing a little bit, doing a little bit of a journal and stuff like that, and now writing books. And you're finally getting into the swing of things. On your connection to the universe, you get the King of Pentacles. How good is that? That's that whole vertical energy. That's, it's like you shall not pass sort of scenario. And the thing is about the King of Pentacles, Taurus card, I think it is. But the thing is about the King of Pentacles is that it's through knowledge and understanding. That's what gives the king his power, his authority. And this is exactly what I'm saying. You need to walk in there. You need to hold that, no false authority here. You know, when you know it, you know it. And you should hold your head high and walk into the room and sort of saying, I know what we should do. And once you feel that in your going for a job or doing your business, once you can feel that, that's when you can start playing with it. But to play with it, you need a bit of clarification out of your past. Look at this. This is amazing reading, Libra. I'm really loving it. Okay, so you've got the Ace of Wands here on your past. Ace of Wands, obviously out with the old and in with the new. It's like you found a passion within your past, and that's what was in that as well. As I said, there's something that you've been doing for some time that's going to provide you with something, a career path or a business or whatever it is, like writing those books in the future, because you just enjoy doing your own sort of like journal or diary. So from the past here, there is a massive passion that you can develop into your future. But you do need to grasp what works for you, what you feel good about. That's what you need to do from your past. And if it didn't work in the past and it caused you pain, or if it caused you stress, or then I wouldn't even bother entertaining it. That's for another day. Don't worry. But today, this week here at the moment, I would just grasp on the things that make you passionate and kind of go, yeah, that was a great idea. In your future self, Queen of Wands there, future self, concentrate. This is, as I said, on the future self, you had one petal coming, it's like you had a flower coming up and there was one petal coming into this playing smart. And that's what I was talking about, something from the past and coming like that, and that's building that future. The Queen of Wands, she can be connected to various different aspects of your career path and be very passionate about every single aspect. But she has also, and this is where the magic comes in, she has that ability to concentrate on one aspect at a time. So she doesn't get knocked about. And I think that's what the learning is from the past for you. So you're no longer getting knocked about from pillar to post. You're really having it concentrated as you go forward. Out the front, out the top, the Hierophant, my most favourite card in the pack. A learned person about body, mind and spirit. The High Priestess is about spirit, mind and body. He comes very much from the physical act of spiritual engagement. And the lesson that you should be coming out of this, of holding your power, of being in your power, is holding that authority, I think, within the world that is around you. That's the lesson that you're learning. And it seems like a long-term lesson, really. So I'd be very patient about things. I wouldn't let yourself get too sort of flustered, really. Enjoyment probably is the best policy here. Let's just see what the influencing energies are that are coming into your world that is affecting your sort of your reading. Okay, that's the influence on your relationship side. Okay, and that's probably what's made you smart. I think this is something more in the past, because there's nothing within the rest of the it's the Three of Swords, by the way, just in case you didn't know. And obviously that's usually sort of like an emotionally painful sort of thing. I think playing smart here, maybe you're trying to protect yourself from getting hurt in the world. Or I think the universe or the energies around you are used to you protecting yourself from that. And I think possibly that we're going to see here with the rest of the cards, I think possibly the energies kind of like actually also the universal energies and the people that are around you are starting to learn who this new Libra is being presented before them. And I think this is what you're playing smart, because I think you're going to completely let go of that overall. And it could try you a little bit, because people could treat you like before you actually understood. With the Well cards, you get the Page of Pentacles, which is exactly the card you get out the front there. And that's where I think you're cultivating something that is perpetual luck. So when you plant, say like you plant 2 seeds, you get 10 fruit off of those 2 plants. Next year you can plant 20 seeds, and then you get 200 plants. It's that you're actually cultivating your progression and your growth and your sort of luck, as it were, in life. And I think I've got a funny feeling with that 3 of Swords. I think it's like you need proof that it's the proof is in the eating, the proof is in the pudding, as it were. With the Lovers card, we're back to my favourite card in the pack, the Hierophant. Also, another marriage card, I've got to be said. Both of the cards that you've got out the top there, both of them it's coming through you is from that. And you get like the Lovers here meeting up with the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, and I always say this with this card here, you know the physical steps you need to take in order to get to that star up the top there. It's connecting with the outside world, taking it easy, enjoying the connection with the outside world. And I think it's going to become blatantly obvious to you that there's obviously some sort of marriage or some sort of like commitment that needs to happen within the relationship side of life. And it's how you're positioning is going to be very important. Look at that. 8 of Pentacles with the 8 of Pentacles. You've done the work. You know, I think you know, if you really honestly talk to yourself, I think you know that if I really want to be happy, I do have to approach life a little bit more like this rather than like this. And that's the realization that's going to set you free. That's really going to set you free. You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. Look at that. With the Page of Pentacles, you get the Lovers card. This is what you're cultivating. I almost feel like the energy that's coming into your life here, this 3 of Swords, I think it's almost trying to sort of say to you, you don't have to worry about that anymore, Libra. That you get the Lovers card with the Page of Pentacles. On the relationship side, as I said, I think there's some really beautiful energies going on here, and it's solid. It's solid stuff. It's not fly-by-night stuff. And if it's solid, it means it's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there next week. It's going to be there next month. It's going to be there next year. And if you can count on that, actually, you approach it in a completely different way. Man, this has got to be one of the best readings for you. It's amazing. I'm loving it. 10 of Cups with the 4 of Wands, which the 4 of Wands is a marriage card. Happiness after difficulty. Yeah, as I said, I think you've been through a lot. I think you've understood a lot in life. It's what's making you play incredibly smart in regards to your emotions, your engagement as well. It means you don't have to take it if it's going to be there next month. You don't have to worry about getting it done now. You know, it's longer term than that. It really is longer term than that. Wow, let's get on to your financial side, because we haven't even got onto the universal energy. We're going to get onto how the sun's working, how the energy is playing into your flower as well, and we're going to be pulling a few cards on that. But let's just see quickly on your sort of financial side, as it were, on your karmic path here. Oh no, it should be. I'm going to have to pull another one for the overall energies. I've got your karmic path. For some reason, I took it to there, and I think it's very, very true to that. On your karmic path with the Judgment card, you get the 9 of Cups. This is what I was talking about, where you've started something that actually might have been only writing in your journal and what have you, but it's created, it's opened so many doors that I could do short stories, or I could, write other things, or even get into journalism, or whatever it is. It just seems to be opening a lot of doors for you. What's the general energy? Let's go back to that. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the general energy. High Priestess. You got the Hierophant twice now, and now you got the High Priestess. It's as if these two here are like spiritual divine counterparts, right? As I said, he's the Hierophant is body, mind, and spirit, and this is spirit, mind, and body. It comes from the completely opposite end of the spectrum, as it were. And what you are going to meet that Hierophant there from within you. You're connecting with the world around you in a very, very, very solid way, very fulfilling way, enormously fulfilling way. And this is where I think you should be standing up, knowing your authority. I think this is where it comes into it. And you've got to feel it. You've got to feel the moment. You've got to read the room, as they say, you know. From the King of Pentacles, you get the Six of Cups. Enjoying the journey. I think this is possibly where the universe or your connections with other people, with businesses and stuff like that. As I said, I think you've been pulled a little bit from pillar to post, and that obviously needs to get sorted. But on that journey there is lots of bits of that journey which has helped to construct the connection with the outside world. So it's easier for you to sort of say, yes, I'll let that connection come into my world. I'll let that job offer come into my world, or I'll let that business come into my world because it fits me, it suits me right. I know how it sits with the journey that's already come through. And there's a lot of knowledge that goes into it, and it is your knowledge. And if it sits right for you, you should be you should be following it. In the past self, you get the Four of Cups with the Ace of Wands. As I said, I think you were being pulled from pillar to post. And for me, the Four of Cups here, on this side here, you get these Three of Cups here. And there's this one cup here that's been filled up with all that beautiful energy. As I say, I think you've had a lot of things going on in the past, that some things have worked, some things may not have worked as well and stuff like that. Some things distracted you. There's a lot of things going on. And I think you're streamlining all of that. And this is all about the journey as well that I was sort of saying here, and remembering the bits that you really enjoyed. You're streamlining a lot of things and getting it into a super concoction of fulfillment within your workspace. And that's that whole idea of sort of, starting writing in the little journal and then eventually sort of writing books. Oh, this is interesting. You get the Four of Swords with the Queen of Wands. You've now got two fours that are influencing your past and your future. There is a particular reason for this, and I can also see it on your relationship side, and we'll be able to see that as we go into the energies and how the energies connect to your flower. But I think here is like, it's like the outside world, your connection with people that are around you. So you walk in with the authority, you pose your sort of solution onto the table, you get accepted and so forth. And I think the job offers or the business progression and so forth is actually bringing you in a lot of healing and making you feel a lot better about life and about what you're doing. It's like you're getting reassurance from the outside world, because I think you're going to get some really good success. Ultimate dreams. That's what's being brought to you if you stand in your, not power. It's not power. It is knowledge and understanding. It is authority. That's what authority is. It's not power is authority through imposition, and this is power through knowledge and understanding. And once you start applying that within your financial world, you're going to do really well, amazingly well. I think it's not going to be a breeze, but I think it is going to be a breeze. But I think you'll find you're really good at it. Whatever you wish to do, whatever you've really got focused on and which has been building up inside you, if this has been for you, if it's even just going out there and getting a job, if you feel that idea of getting a job building up inside you, then this is the time. It's ready. It's the start of the journey. So let's just see what's going on with the sun, shall we? Let me just pull that up for you. Hang on a second. Let me just do that. I need to just redo the studio a little bit. And there we go. This is the sun that's been over the past week. And it goes up to, I think, Friday. But there hasn't really much been going on in the sun. There's been a few little pops going off, but M-flare pops, which is quite amazing. If you want to know more about the energies, please go and see the energy updates that we got on this channel. I go into a lot more depth. I do get messages from the earth. I do chakra sequencing. We do dowsing of energy lines, seeing how they're going, and according to the prana energy, because this is what we're looking at here. This is prana energy that comes through the earth and then comes through into us. And this is where the Astroflower can really help you in regards to elements and so forth. And as you can see here, there's this string of white spots. And this here is where some flares came off, an X flare and an M flare. In fact, 2 X flares and an M flare in this section here. And first of all, there was a sort of a mediocre, but it was much more out sort of this way, as it were. And it didn't really hit the earth. And then we had an X7 that came through, which was quite important. And then we had the X9 that came through, which was really sort of like it pretty much directed at the earth. And we can see this in this halo version of the eruption. Let me just bring that up. I'm just working through this. Here we go. Is it there? Come on. There it is there. Sorry. I'm still getting my head around this OBS. Doing it recording is one aspect. Doing it live is another. Okay, so this is like the corona, the sun. You can see that there's a little bit of eruptions going off, and you can see this little planet going on in the background. You see there's that eruption there, and now look at that. That is that halo eruption. So basically, as it's coming towards you, it's like looking at a tunnel very far away, and as it gets closer, it just goes past you like that. So that's exactly what we're looking at here, as you can see it on this section here. First eruption on the north, and then it erupts all around it. But there wasn't a great deal of particles, so there wasn't. This is normally fire and air energy that we're talking about, and there wasn't a great deal amount of particles. So there's a lot less fire than air, and there's already a huge amount of air in the system. You would have known if you've been watching the energy updates, and that's been charging a lot of the air within us as people. Now the air, I like it to static electricity, so it can suddenly just go off, and that's what the mental aspect of it was all about. So you may find that you actually got, you got a lot more sort of intuition going on in your life. You feel like you think of someone and then they phone you, that sort of thing. Okay, and this is just like what these flares have done, and we can see here. This is what's called the X-ray flux, and this shows the eruptions on the sun, and you can see this uptick. And I said 6 months ago that we would have an uptick in October. And we pretty much got it here. And here's that first M flare. Here's the first X flare, X7, and then the X9. Now, got to be said, I've been watching the sun for like 30 years, and I think this is the biggest X flare that's coming in the direction of the Earth in YouTube history. Okay, so we're seeing it live at the moment. It's due here today as we're doing this recording, as we're doing this live. I haven't seen it really turn up anywhere yet, so I'm not sure if it will be up here. But we will see in the next over the next sort of 24 hours. I will be doing an energy update tomorrow, so I'll be fully going into all of that as tomorrow. So make sure you're subscribed, click that bell so you got the notifications for all of that malarkey. Let's get to see what's going on with your flower. Let me just, as I said, OBS. Okay, so where is Libra? There you are there. So let me just bring up your flower. There it is there. Okay, so you are a pure air sign. So your engagement in the world around you, as you can well see, there's nothing but cardinal air that goes all the way around. And your engagement with the world around you is very much, you're the quickest thinking sign that I know. Personally, you know, your lightning speed, and that can help enormously with your intuition. And sometimes you can go a little bit quicker than the music, it's got to be said. Sometimes you go quicker than you should be doing, and it can cause sort of like complications for you. But at the moment, I think you're really in step. And certainly seeing by your tarot reading, it looks like you're really in step. So it's very much about the engagement in the world that is around you. And as I said, it was a bit of fire that's coming into the system with those flares. And that fire, if you imagine you got a lot of high oxygen sort of air content in the room, that you put a little bit of fire in there, it's going to burn really quickly. And it's going to create, it's going to make that air go a lot quicker with the explosion. So I think it's going to make life a little bit more intense. But I think you've got everything to deal with this situation. Certainly looking at your tarot cards. And you've got that knowledge and understanding within you to give a real direction to your intuition, to that high priestess, to that sort of that third eye sort of impression of what's going on. And if you hold that power as you do things, I think it's going to work really well with you within the outside world. Now, the other thing we will say, so you've got this fire, and this is the only fire that you've got coming in between these two petals. And as I said in the reading earlier on, it is the transition between the past and the future. So on your relationship side, you've got this mutable fire that comes in from Sagittarius. So it does have a very bubbly, joyous component to it. And I think this is rubbing off on you. Certainly this week, I think you're going to find life enjoyable. You may find yourself having sort of like fits of laughter about a situation or talking to someone and stuff like that. And you might even notice kind of saying, you know, I haven't laughed like that in ages, sort of thing, you know. And on your financial side, this is where you get your fixed fire that comes in from Leo. And this is where you need to put a bit of order into the situation. With that petal there, with that ace of, the ace of wands and the four of cups. So I think this is where you're maybe, you don't have any water going through there. Okay. So there's no water. There's only cardinal earth. So rather than that fire affecting your emotional side of it, I think it's a very practical exercise that you need to do every day. You know, just understanding, kind of going, do you know what? I feel like I'm living that again, or I feel like I'm getting an interaction with my financial world that I've already been round that was a bit distracted. And you're looking at it without emotions attached to it, and you're being very clear and decisive about it, because you've got that cardinal earth that comes up through there, and there's no actual water. And that cardinal earth, the earth is going to be eaten by that fire there. And on both sides, you've got air coming through. You've got fixed air there, so it's coming from a very practical point of view, which comes in from Scorpio for you. And you have that cardinal air, obviously, which is yourself. So you're giving a real direction to this organization. So these are the two sections here that I want to really look at. So we're going to pull some cards on that just to sort of see how that's affecting your reading. It's like magic, isn't it? It's like, what was his name? Paul Daniels, wasn't it? You're going to like it. Not a lot. What was his phrase? Was that it? Not a lot? I think it was, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm showing my age now. Right, look, let's just put a few cards. What I want to see is, I just want to see with this sort of energy that's going to be around for I think at least till Wednesday, Thursday, and it will depend if there's any more eruptions on the sun and so forth, because the eruptions have been quite high anyway. Generally, this energy I think is going to be around till Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe, depending upon the sun. But it could be a week of two halves more than anything else. Okay, so let's just pull. I want to pull. Actually, I'm going to pull it on the relationship side there, because your relationship side seems to be. It seems to be so solid. Look at that. That's you, Libra. That is you. That's you taking the direction. You get the King of Swords that's looking straight ahead, right? And then you get the Queen of Swords that's looking off to one side. So basically what you're doing there is you're turning around and you're sort of saying, I'm choosing my direction here. And it's coming from you. And you are choosing that to sort of take this energy that is around you and I think play with it in order for it to bring in, to reorganize your sort of engagement with people that are around you. Okay, look at this. I'm as smiley as that man there, because you're going to know what you've got. There's 3 Hierophants now on the table. How amazing is that? It's all about knowledge. It's all about, spiritual awareness within the physical world. And, enjoyment out there, going out there enjoying it is very much in that sort of sense there. And it is incredibly enjoyable. Incredibly enjoyable. I really think you're kissing goodbye to any emotional, painful things from the past. It is because it's like a click moment that's happening for you. And then you get look at that! Knight in shining armor, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Either you're being a knight in shining armor to someone else. I think you are being a knight in shining armor to someone else, but I think that person as well is being a knight in shining armor to you. I think you're the knight in shining armor to each other. That's what I feel about it, because you're going out there. As I said, the overall energy, the general energy was going out there and investing in it. And that's the first card that's engaged with that energy that's coming through from the sun, that's playing upon that fire. So being passionate about life, is really important. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. I don't know how long I've been going on, by the way. I might have been gone right over the timescale. Who knows? I haven't really paid attention. I've gone way over. But anyway, 4 of Cups. Already had the 4 of Cups in your past here. And I think this is what he was saying here earlier on. I think there is an organisation, according to your life of what you've done, to streamline things and really get things in order. And that's why it's fixed fire for you. Fixed fire. I don't know if there's anybody watching, or has anybody got any questions or anything like that. I haven't seen anything come through. So if you've got questions, according to this reading, more than welcome to sort of give us a shout, see if there's anything that is in particular. But look at that, 8 of Wands. There's a lot of information. This is where the power comes from. Not power, authority. Authority. This is where authority comes from. It comes from that knowledge of sorting out your past, in streamlining it in such a way that it really it builds a lot of confidence within you, gives you a focal point in life as well. A lot of communication, which you are going to really enjoy. So communication with yourself, with your inner self, but how do you project it into the outer world? That's the thing. And you're never going to believe it. Right, so we got 3 pages of Pentacles and 3, that. Just thought I'd show you, just to make sure remind you of it. If you do this work of streamlining your past, you're cultivating ultimate luck for you. So, that's that whole sort of thing about sort of writing, journal, and then eventually writing your own books. It's taking everything has got the capacity to go to a completely new level for you. And you seem to be the driving thing, the most driving things the driving force behind it all. Absolutely brilliant. Libra. I don't know if there was anybody watching in the actual live, but it's been enjoyable. I've loved it. Yeah, so if you've got any questions, if you haven't got any questions, it's fine. Fair enough. No worries. I'll be moving on. So, you can book up a reading with me. You'll find the link in the description below. And you'll also find the energy update that I'll be doing tomorrow, where I'm getting messages from the earth and so forth. So make sure you're subscribed, click that bell and all of that malarkey. I will see you soon. Thanking you very much for all the support you give to this channel. In the meantime, I guess that's all that's left for me to say is, yes, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.